Based off your answer, you wanted to look your best for the photo shoot, and most likely you stepping on the box the day we pick the remaining 12. I'm gonna start you a little bit early on your lean out process. And let me make this known that this is a temporary effect. Your current weight where you're at right now, you will probably go right back to after the photo shoot day. Like I said, it's just temporary. But this temporary outlook will help you to look your best. To go, I want you to get up on the box, look your best. Your muscles should be popping. This will definitely help to bring out your strong points. And like I said, kind of make sure you follow to the T. I'm sending you a lot of information. If you have any questions, ask me in private. Like I said, this is not something I'm sending to everybody. It's only for specific people with specific goals.
The meal plan. The meal plan for the lean out process is pretty much the same for everyone unless you are allergic to fish. So as you can see here for meal one, which is you're going to either do the dash of cayenne pepper with the fresh squeezed lemon and add that into basically a bottle of water. That's basically to help speed up your metabolism. Or you can do what we call the flat tummy water, where you basically take 1 lemon, 8 cups of spring water, 1 cucumber, several fresh mint leaves, some fresh grated ginger, and basically let that mixture infuse overnight and drink that on the following day. And if you want, you can alternate between days on using the cayenne pepper water and the flat tummy water to have a little variation. Optional supplements or vitamins that are highly recommended or suggested are iron, B12, and the D3 vitamin. And you should take these within the first 30 minutes of you waking up. You will also have some other supplements that you'll be taking in combination with these, but these are just suggested. And in combination with the above mentioned, the protein source and carb source that you'll do for breakfast can either be the 3 slices of turkey bacon, or you can do 3 ounces of white fish. And with the white fish, you have a lot of selections, from what you can choose from. I'm not really picky as long as it's white fish and not salmon. And then also you can either choose to do the 3 egg whites. Again, you will choose from one of these options and not all of them. So one of them, and make sure you keep the portion size exact. The brands, I'm not too particular about. That's based off your preference. But like I said, just make sure that you limit it to one of the selections for the protein source. For the carb source, for meal one, you have the options of 1 slice of Ezekiel bread, and you can find that in the frozen food section in most grocery stores. Half a cup of steel oats, or 1 slice of whole wheat bread. I said less than 60 calories, but less than 90 calories per slice is fine. And remember, you'll choose from one of these options, and let's keep the portion sizes exact to what you see on here. For meal 2, you'll keep it at 3 ounces of whitefish. Again, you can choose any whitefish. There's a lot of options for whitefish. The reason why we use fish is just usually the least dense in calories for protein sources, and really great for when it comes to leaning out. And for your vegetable source, you can either do 2 cups of cabbage, spinach, asparagus, or green beans, and choose from one of those selections. You can cook them in any form and fashion you want. Just preferably no canned vegetables, because they're high in sodium, and that's what we're not trying to incorporate too much of, because it's going to hold on to the water. For meal 3, you can see that it says by or around noon, but that just kind of depends on the time you wake up. Meal 3 can usually be within any time frame you want. Usually most of these meals are spaced out about 2 or 3 hours in between each meal. For meal 3, the only difference between meal 3 and meal 2 is we add a half a cup of brown rice or whole grain wheat pasta, which is optional. You just kind of use also for sanity purposes. I know some of y'all need carbs, so this is the meal that you'll be able to have carbs, and more so towards the middle of the day. For meal 4, you have the 3 ounces of white fish, the 2 cups of vegetables, and I will say this: asparagus is usually the best when it comes to the lean out process. So if you're able to eat asparagus as the main vegetable, try and go with that one. And then you don't have any carbs in meal 4. For meal 5, again, you have the 3 ounces of white fish. And you see the change between this one and the meal 4 was we decreased the amount of vegetables to 1 cup of green vegetables from the options that you had above. And as you see here as a recommendation, if you cook with cayenne pepper, that's like a strategy that's used within the bodybuilding industry to speed up your metabolism and also help drop your body fat. And if you're still hungry and able to get to meal 6, which some people are, and actually truthfully, with eating all the fish, a lot of people barely eat 2 to 3 meals because they're usually tired of eating so much fish. But if you're still hungry and able to get to meal 6 and it's after 9 p.m., basically that's kind of like a snack. And you're going to eat just that 3 ounces of fish by itself with no vegetables and no carbs. Feel free to take a screenshot of this meal plan just in case it wasn't sent to you, so you can move forward and get all the required items so you can proceed with the lean out process. Also, the 1 cup of fruit that you see here for every other day is important, but it's not required. And the reason why I say add this is because sometimes when people go into the lean out process, they're not able to have bowel movements as frequently. So normally when we add a cup of fruit in every other day, that usually remedies the situation. So like I said, this is optional, but if you need it also for sanity purposes, you can have that too, but just not more than every other day if possible, because remember, fruit does have sugar, and sugar makes you gain weight. Now, with the lean out process, you will start 5 days before the scheduled event, assessment day, photo shoot, competition day, whatever it is. So basically, here, as you see this says 5 days before, and they're starting on Sunday. That means this event will be on Friday that you will be getting ready for. Some of y'all will be getting ready for an event on Saturday, and some people may be getting ready for an event on Sunday. So basically what you'll do is you'll count 5 days out before your event and start 5 days out from here. So first you have the workout. So basically all cardio should be done in your sauna suit. And why is that? Because when you wear that sauna suit, it's going to help you to drop excess water weight, which is basically the goal of the leaning out process. Just trying to come out as dry and tight as possible and get all the water out from under that skin. So you can see all, like I said, the definition, the muscles popping, the aesthetic appeal that you have. So that's why wearing a sauna suit is very important, upper body and lower body. Then also, if you have access to a sauna, do abs in the sauna. Or if you don't have access to the sauna, basically you just do ab workouts in your sauna suit. And then if you're at home or somewhere else, maybe you could do it in a heated room if that sauna is not available. And then complete your normal trainings for the day or the workout. So for some people that may include, currently we have like small group trainings, Comron trainings, boot camps, cycling, and various other trainings or classes that you may go to. You can just complete those normal trainings that you would, like I said, 5 days before the event. For the cardio, all cardio again should be done in the sauna suit. The requirement for the day will be 3 sets of sprints. Again, that's for the day. And you want to make sure you achieve that. That's very important. And then for the requirements for cardio, you'll see here we're doing a 30-30-30 split. And what that is you'll do 30 minutes of 3 different types of cardio equipment. So it could be 30 minutes on a treadmill, 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, or 30 minutes on the elliptical. But it just has to be 30 minutes of each one, 3 different machines. Some of you may want to have access to rowers, skiers, assault bikes. Those are all fine. Like I said, it just has to be 3 different types of cardio for 30 minutes each. And you want to make sure that you meet that requirement. Also, it's recommended that you do 30 minutes of morning cardio, preferably fasted. So what fasted is, simply put, is just basically on an empty stomach or before your first meal. Okay, and in addition to what's required above. So you still do the 3 sets of sprints, you'll still do the 30-30-30, and you still want to try and complete 30 minutes of morning cardio fasted. So for the meal regimen or the nutrition plan, the protein should be whitefish only, unless you're given approval for other option. But just remember, no salmon or no shrimp. No carbohydrates. The only source of carbohydrates will most likely be vegetables, but as you see in the previous meal plan, you were able to have 1 or 2 meals with carbohydrates. But if you can limit them, that's great. No sodium, especially no table salt or sea salt, but you can do a dash of like Himalayan pink sea salt, which is acceptable. And no sugars. We want to stay definitely away from sugar. Sugars are your worst enemy during this week. But as you did see, I am allowing you to have fruit if needed, especially to keep your basically your bowel system normal. And then 1 cup of vegetables, no more than 1 cup per meal, and preferably asparagus, because like I said, asparagus is also a natural metabolism booster. For the supplements that are suggested or recommended, you can use fat burners if these are recommended to you. The diuretics are highly recommended, but I will let you know, due to previous occurrences from people using them, that they have had, some people have had headaches, nauseousness, and so if you feel this or start to feel these symptoms, just let me know, and I would definitely just say stop immediately when taking them. And then the vitamins that were recommended, especially potassium pills, are highly recommended, because when you start to deplete the sodium out of your system, people tend to catch cramps a little bit easier and Charlie horses. And then also eliminate all powder or flavored based proteins or BCAAs or supplements, because those are known to have sugar or added sugar in them that sometimes they don't always detail, which actually have adverse effects on the lean out process. These are 2 of the more popular diuretics that most people have used during the lean out process, and you can usually get them off of Amazon or a vitamin shop or supplement store like GNC, Total Nutrition, stores of that nature. So like I said, these are 2 people use. They both pretty much do the same thing. Neither is better than the other for most part. So you can order either one. I would say maybe if you order both of them, just in case one of them makes you feel nauseous or like starts to have headaches or any other side effects, you can actually try switching to the other one. So. Also, what's very important during the lean out process, probably actually one of the most important factors, is the water and fluid intake. Now, this has to be exact, and I'm going to present the chart next that you need to follow. Again, you can screenshot each screen so you can make sure you have it, and then make sure you apply this to a T, because can make all the difference in how good or great you look for the particular event or day you're preparing for. So you can screenshot this screen and the next one, because this is basically the schedule for the water intake and also recommendations on how to take the diuretics. So you can see if you're 7 days before the event or the day of the shoot or the competition or assessment day, you will do 2 of the diuretics in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. And you'll take your normal water take, just basically what you normally would drink on an average day-to-day basis, but you want it to at least be 1 gallon. And then you can add sodium or table salt or something like soy sauce to all meals. And you'll have 1.5 cup of carbs to that 1 meal or 2 meal that you may have been given on the meal plan previously. And then 6 days before the event, pretty much everything will stay the same as 7 days before. Then 5 days before the event, again, everything will stay the same, 2 and 2, normal water intake. But the only thing that you see to change 5 days before is now you will eliminate the salt and we won't have any carbs 5 days before. The only carbs you will have will be the green vegetables. And then 4 days before the event, here, this is where we will increase the diuretics to 4 and 4. And then your water will need to start being exact 4 days before the event, which you see will need to be 2 gallons. And then as you see, we're going into the no salt, no carbs, even if it was on your meal plan. And then now, even if you had eggs, we're eliminating those. We're eliminating the fruit if possible. And of course, definitely no protein powders, no BCAAs. And the only vegetables you should be eating now are green. And remember, as we said, no canned vegetables at all. Then 3 days before the event, again, you'll do the 4 and 4 diuretics. And then you'll do, again, 2 gallons exactly. And you will feel kind of bloated this time, especially due to all the water. But let me tell you, make sure you do this water exactly, because you'll be wishing a couple days from now or later that you still had this 2 gallons to drink. So make sure you take advantage, drink the 2 gallons. I know it seems like a lot. You may feel bloated, big, you'll be fine. Okay. And again, no salts, no carbs, even if they were previously prescribed on the meal plan. No oatmeal, no rice, no pastas, no eggs, because the eggs retain water. Of course, no fruit, no sugars. Again, no protein powders, no BCAAs, and the only vegetables you should be doing are green vegetables. Then 2 days before the event, again, you'll still be at 4 and 4 with the diuretics. The water intake now will go down to 1/2 gallon exactly, no more. So make sure you ration your water out during the day strategically, because again, it is very important that you don't do more than 1/2 gallon of water. Again, there are no salts, no carbs, no eggs, no fruit, no protein powders, and preferably the only vegetables are green, and asparagus is the highest recommended green vegetable for the lean out process. Then 1 day before the event, again, you'll be at 4 and 4. The water intake, which is very important, which is very limited this day, is only 20 ounces of water exactly. And that's correct. 20 ounces of water 1 day before that you mainly will be sipping on during the day. Okay. And then again, no salt, no carbs, no eggs, no fruit, no protein powders and shakes, no vegetables. So we're now eliminating vegetables 1 day out. So basically all you'll be eating is mainly the fish. And that's kind of used more so as just a snack when you're hungry. And then on the day of the shoot, or the day of the event, or the competition, or the assessment day, you can still do 4 diuretics, mainly in the morning. And then if you still have the event going on in the evening, you can do 4 in the afternoon. And basically during that day, you're not trying to drink more than 20 ounces of water. You're really just taking sips of water as needed. So when you feel like your mouth is dry, you kind of have like that cotton mouth feeling, you'll take a sip. But like I said, you want to maintain that leanness, that dryness as much as possible, so you're only taking sips of water throughout the day. Here is some additional information that you can screenshot and read over in regards to the sodium depletion process and what will happen basically the last few days going into the event. And some additional items that you can use, or tips that we use during the lean out process, but are optional, definitely not required, but they do help with the process. You see here the Smooth Move tea, or the Dieters Drink tea, which you can purchase usually on Kroger or Amazon. And taking once per day, usually at night, is better, just in case, because you will be going to the restroom frequently. Also, another option is 2 drops of dandelion root on the tongue, or in the form of a shot, like kind of mixed with water, because dandelion root has been known to be a great natural diuretic also, in addition to asparagus. And if you were drinking apple cider vinegar, you would need to stop drinking apple cider vinegar now, but that only applies if you were using it beforehand. Also, for those of you who may be at a lower body fat percentage, I would say, 23 and below, you can use this strategy or tip to kind of really take the water from under your abs if you do this daily going into the event or the show or the photo shoot. And you can basically get some preparation H and rub it around your stomach and wrap it with plastic and secure it with your waist belt and kind of wear it at night. I highly recommend not wearing this while you're working out. I see a lot of people wearing this while they're working out, and I don't really believe that's safe. And it's actually pointless if you're at a certain body fat percentage, because you're not going to be able to see the visual effects of using the preparation H. So that's why I always recommend you should be at a certain body fat percentage if you're going to do this. Also, why I don't recommend wearing this preparation H and the plastic saran wrap while you're working out, because it's been known to cause rashes and overheating with wearing these additional creams. So I would only recommend initially wearing it at night when you go to sleep. Here are a couple of the substitutions that people use instead of the preparation H. You can purchase these off of Amazon. Now, I really recommend the Abs of Steel. Is similar to the preparation H, and you can find this on Amazon. I even think they sell it at supplement stores also. Now this one, Vaso 7 and Vaso Burn, these you will feel the immediate effect when you start to use these. It's gonna feel like your midsection is burning. So I would say try using a small amount first, like on the back of your hand, so you can see how this feels before putting it directly onto your stomach, and especially too much, because it may be unbearable. So try again a little bit of the Vaso Burn and put it on the back of your hand, and then you'll be able to test out and see how much you can use on your midsection. It's definitely effective, but a lot of people can't handle this one. Now these next 5 screenshots or cards, you want to make sure that you screenshot so you can follow along based off the remaining days you have before your event or your photo shoot or your assessment day. And again, this will detail what you'll do really for your workouts. For your cardio, you've already been given a meal regimen. The supplements you've already been given, the supplement suggestions you've already been given, and the water fluid intake, again, you were given earlier, and then the additional items you were actually already given. So for most parts on these white cards, you want to follow the workout and the cardio structure. And this will basically trump or supersede any homework assignment you've been given. So you want to make sure that you do this, and then everything else that was given on your homework assignment will be additional and optional. So you may be receiving this information more than 7 days before your event or your photo shoot or your competition day. And if you are, you will be able to start at least 12 days out before. And mainly when you're starting 12 days out before, you'll see the changes in the diuretic suggestions and how your water intake will be. But really, mainly it's more so the diuretic suggestions that will change between 12 days and 7 days. So you'll screenshot this and apply this if you're starting, like I said, more than 7 days out. Now, I try not to overcomplicate things, but for those of you who want to go a little bit more in depth when it comes to the sodium intake, in order to look your dries, I did create this chart, and you can start this, like I said, 6 days before the event. If you feel like really doing the macros for the sodium and the carbs instead of the suggestions that were given earlier, for the sodium intake and your carb intake per your meal plan. This is a little bit more in-depth perspective compared to what I was given earlier. I noticed 95% of the people usually go off the previous suggestions given because they're a little bit easier to follow. But if you want to take this route, it's just pretty much the same, just a little bit more technical and dialed in. So if you want to take this route, you can. And the water intake will not apply on this one. I actually like to keep it the same as what was given with the yellow one. So go with the water intake that was given on the yellow cards. So upon initiation of the lean out process, you will be required daily to submit your progress pictures in this format to your coach, who basically initiated the lean out process for you. And you'll have to basically do it in this format, front, side, and back in the bikini pose with the bikini or sports bra and shorts. But we prefer the bikini because you're able to see your physique improvements, all your physique improvements on a day-to-day basis. And I will tell you this, if you stick to this process, the 7 days leading to the event, we like to call it Christmas, because every morning you wake up, your body will change if you're doing exactly what you need to do. So it's like getting a new gift every morning. And like I said, just make sure you submit these progress pictures and on a daily basis, and preferably first thing in the morning to submit your daily progress pictures before you eat anything or go work out. So this is an extra tip that can help you to deplete and becoming a little bit tighter. It's not required, and especially if you don't have access to a sauna. But if you do, feel free to add this into your schedule if it's feasible. And what this is basically your water depletion sauna schedule. So what you'll go to the sauna room and do starting 5 days before the event. And this is really for helping to get the water out of your midsection and bring you in tight as possible. So 5 days before the event, you want to do 2 rounds of 10 minutes in the sauna, and then you want to rest 1 to 2 minutes and like pose during those rests if possible. So if you never pose, it's kind of like those same poses you do while you're flexing, like in your progress of pictures. I know people may be looking at you like you're crazy if you're not comfortable with posing. I would say maybe, if you're able to sneak a plate or some dumbbells in the sauna, or like maybe those resistance band, do that for your breaks instead of posing. So after you do your 10 minutes in the sauna, then like I said, you'll rest about 1 to 2 minutes. Then you'll do 10 minutes in the steam room. And then you'll basically repeat that twice, okay? If you don't have access to a steam room, just go ahead and do 2 rounds in the sauna. I'm not gonna read over this whole card. All you can do is just screenshot it and just apply it to your schedule. And as you see, kind of the day before the event, if you're getting a tan or getting your hair done or nails done or makeup done, go preferably the morning of and do 6 rounds each. You'll start with 1 minute in the sauna, 1 minute in the steam room, and then you'll go back and forth without any rest between. And then after that, you want to complete 20 minutes on the rower. Like I said, 20 minutes on the rower or the bike. And that would really help bring out your back and your arms for the day of the shoot. So this is the last tip, and I recommend doing this probably once or twice before the event date. And this is just to help draw out the toxins in your body. Also, this helps with lowering stress hormones and balancing your pH levels. And basically what you'll do is you'll take an Epsom salt bath, you'll add some lavender drops and some baking soda, and sit in the bath for about 20 minutes. And this also helps with drawing out the water too, which is surprising, we've seen over the years. So if you have time to do this, I would say add it. I know it's a lot, y'all. I know this tutorial has been a little bit lengthy, but if you make sure you apply everything that was given to you, you'll look amazing the day of the shoot, event, or competition.